2.8. Graph and linear and absolute value inequalities. So most of this lesson actually is for review. Only thing we're adding is how to graph an inequality. There's really two things you need to worry about with an inequality. For the line, it's either going to be less than or greater than, no equal to sign. In that case, we're going to draw a nice dashed line. And that means you cannot be the line. That's equivalent of saying an open circle. You can't be that value. And then we're going to have greater than equal to and less than equal to. For that, we're going to draw a nice solid line. And that's equivalent to saying a closed circle. You can be the line. So it's very simple. If you see a line, make it nice and solid. If you don't see the line, dash. The second part of this is shading. First thing I worry about is that less than or less than equal to. There's two ways to do this. And the first way is if it's in proper notation. The proper notation is y equals mx plus b. In that way, then we could do a little shortcut. I give you a line, and I say I want you to shade less than it. Well, then it's just natural. Less than the line would be below the line. You shade below. This only works when it's in proper notation, where the y variable is on the left-hand side. So it only works in proper notation. And then the other side would be greater than or greater than equal to. So if you're greater than the line, you should naturally be above the line. So above. But both of these ways only work when it's in proper notation. That's a shortcut. If it's in proper notation, less than means below, greater than means above. But if it's not proper notation, what's the way that always works? We can do what's called pick a test point. This way it always works. It doesn't matter what notation is. So you pick a test point. Best way to do this is to show you by example. Let's just say I have a line that looks like this. That is y is greater than, that looks like, let's say, x plus 2. I wonder if I want to shade above or below this. The way that always works, it's a little more work, but it always works. So you pick a test point. So you pick a point, let's say 0, 0 is probably the easiest. It can't be on the line. If 0, 0 on the line, I can't use it. And you plug it in. So if I got 0 is greater than 2, so that's false. So I'm not going to shade this, I'm going to shade the opposite. That's how you pick a test point. Pick a test point, plug it in. If it works, shade. If it doesn't work, shade the opposite side. And that way it always works. If it's in proper notation, you can use a shortcut. Less than below, greater than above. But no matter what, pick a point always works. Let's do some examples. Let's graph this thing. 3x plus 2y. If I want to graph a line, you want to get the y by itself. Subtract 3x from both sides to get 1/2. Y is less than negative 3x plus 2. Ooh, one thing I forgot. I'm not going to do it, but don't forget, for inequalities in general, if you multiply or divide by negative, you have to flip the sign. I got to multiply by 2, get rid of that 1/2. Multiply everything by 2. And I get y is less than, distribute, negative 6x plus 4. Y is less than negative 6 plus 4. Graph that, plus 4. Go down 6 over 1. This is a dash line. I don't see an equal to sign. Looks at. And two ways to shade this. It's in proper notation. Less than should mean below. Or you can pick a test point, 0, 0. Plug it in. 0 is less than 4. I shaded the right area. Just graph it like normal, and then shade above, below, or pick a test point. Next one. Let's solve for y first. Add x. 2y is greater than x plus 4. Divided by 2. We divide everything by 2. Y is greater than 1/2 x plus 2. I want to graph this thing. Plus 2. We're going to go up and over 2. Up 1 over 2. No solid lines, another dash one. Proper notation, so I can just go, okay, greater than above. Now you pick a test point. And you can pick any test point. I've been picking a lot of 0, 0. Let's pick 2, 0 to check it out. Plug in 2. In this case, I get 0 is greater than 3, which does not work, which is why I shaded the opposite side. Graphing absolute value inequalities, nothing changes, same idea. Nothing changes here. If it's in proper notation, less than is shade below, and greater than is shade above. If you're not sure, you can always do a test point. So let's do a couple examples of practice. Plus 3. So remember, I'll move it up 3. Notice on the outside, it's a vertical stretch of 2. Could treat that like a slope. I'm going to go right 1 up 2. Left 1 up 2. Solid line, make that solid. It's in proper notation, so less than means below. If you're not sure, pick a test point. Let's pick 0, 1. Plug it in. 1 is less than 2 times 0 plus 3. 1 is less than 3. That is true. I did shade the right area. All right, see the way it works. Next one real quick. First step is to go plus 6. The y by itself. Y is less than x plus 6. I want to graph that. Go to 6. It's a slope of 1 and 1, normal. And less than the shade below. Ooh, an application problem. Greg needs to buy gas and oil for his car. Gas costs $3.45 a gallon, and oil costs $2.41 a quart. He has $50 to spend. Write an inequality to represent the situation where G is the number of gallons of gas he buys and Q is the number of quarts of oil. They say G is the number of gallons and Q is quarts of oil. For A, it's $3.45 a gallon times G, and it's $2.41 a quart times Q. In total, you could spend $50. If I add these up, it has to be less than $50. That's my inequality. B wants me to graph it. We're going to graph this on the XY chart. Well, I don't have X and Y, so I'm going to G for Q. 2.41 Q less than negative 3.45 G. Subtract that from both sides. Plus 50. I got to divide by 2.41. That's not going to be pretty. And I'm going to get Q is less than or equal to whatever that is, plus whatever this is. They want me to graph it? Just graph normal. Go there first, that's about 20-ish. There somewhere. Slope of that, I'm gonna go down 3/2. You get this, less than, so shade below. It's tab. Can Greg buy 10 gallons of gasoline and 8 quarts of oil? Explain. Well, easiest thing to do there is just plug it in. Gas is 10, plug in 10, plug in 8, see if it fits. 3.45 times 10 plus 2.41 times 8. I get $53. That's more than $50. No, you can't. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is if you go to 10.8 on your graph, 10, you'd be up here, and it wouldn't fit. You notice it's outside the circle range. They said something like, oh, could you buy 1 quart of gas and 1 quart of oil? Well, yeah, that's inside the range here. That's how you do an inequality problem. You set up your equation. If they want you to graph it, solve for one of the variables, then graph like you normally would. If they ask you a question like that, 2 ways to do it. One, just plug it in and see if it works. It's probably the easier way. Otherwise, let's look at your graph. Does that point they give you fall within the range? If it does, then yeah. If it doesn't, no. And that's the lesson.